What you're about to see are passionate, dedicated, and trained people practicing and preparing to enter an extreme sporting event that may change their lives. Do not try this on your own without necessary experience and supervision.
Breathe in, breathe out. This moment's what it's all about. Born to be great, your goal to wait. Don't hesitate. Xcellerate!
Set for the race, aim to give it all I got. Mind is set, gonna reach the high spot. Working hard in order to fulfill my goal. Nothing can stop me from getting what I'm going for. That's being great. I was working till it's late, so I won't hesitate. Gotta get to first place. Hands on the golden plate.
That golden plate.
I'll concentrate.
I'll concentrate.
Won't hit the brake, just move forward. Xcellerate! Welcome back, Xcellerators. Last week, we saw 16-year-old equestrian rider Kelly and her trusty companion Trust Fund hurdle their way to a few rosettes for their local pony club event. Today we meet two new Xcellerators and find out how they prepare for their upcoming event. We meet 15-year-old tennis prospect Robbie. Tennis is a racket sport played against a single player or teams of two. Played in a rectangular court separated by a net. Tennis involves hitting the ball over the net to your opponent and returning serves until the first player is unable to reply or the ball lands out of the designated area. We also meet 15-year-old figure skater Mia Erasmus. Figure skating is an individual sport but can also be performed in a group. The sport involves a skating routine which has elements of dance and gymnastics that is choreographed to music and may include moves such as spins and jumps. So let's meet these two awesome Xcellerators as they prepare for their upcoming events.
My name is Robbie. I'm 15 years old. I'm grade 10 and I play tennis. I stay in Cape Town with my parents and my sister. I started playing tennis at the age of 3. When I was small, like 2 years old, I used to go watch my parents play senior league. And then the members at the club used to throw tennis balls at me and I used to practice shots, and then from there it just grew. My first competition I participated in was at the age of 5. I love tennis so much because it's just a feeling when I play. I just love it so much. When I'm playing tennis, I feel alive, adrenaline rush. I feel emotional, passion when I'm on the court. I first knew I wanted to become a professional tennis player as soon as I started playing tennis. That's what I was working for since I started. My future plans for this sport is I want to become a professional tennis player. At the moment, I'm just trying to focus on my tennis. My biggest dream in life is to become #1 in the world. To complete that dream, I'm going to be playing a lot of ITF and hopefully ATP tournaments to get enough points to become #1 in the world. And ITF is under 18 and ATP is men's open. The event I'm practicing for is the Western Province Classic Slazenger tournament. This event is so important to me because this could really help my ranking and push it up. If I win this event, my ranking would move up by 1 spot, which is quite nice, and I've never won one of these events before. If I lose the event, the people behind me could catch up to me and I could lose my spot.
My name is Mia Erasmus and I am in grade 9 and I do figure skating as a sport. I stay in Melkboston in the Western Cape with my mom, dad and sister. I started figure skating when I was 8 years old and my mom took me to the small rec league once and I really liked it. I asked if I could start lessons and then I started with the club. When I'm on the ice, I feel like everything around me is gone. I don't think of anything else than what I'm going to do now and all my focus stays on this, nothing else outside. You don't notice the people, it feels like you're free and flying, you can do what you want to. My future plans and aspiration for this sport is to go to junior worlds and to get the qualifying score for that. But you have to focus on your school as well. You can't just do skating because you have to make a living after skating. I am preparing for the Cape Interprovincial Figure Skating Championship. This event is very important for me because I'm trying to qualify my programs for nationals next year, and I really don't want to miss the competition. If I were to get a gold medal, I would be very happy and satisfied. But if I don't, it doesn't matter because it's still just having fun. Even though it's a competition, you must enjoy yourself.
After the break, we continue with Mia and Robbie and find out what it takes for them to prepare for their upcoming events. In the meantime, feel free to check out our Facebook page, where you can comment, like, and tell us about the sports that you do. Welcome back to Xcellerate. We're gliding around the ice rink with 15-year-old figure skater Mia, and we're serving up some volleys on the court with 15-year-old tennis player Robbie. They're showing us what it takes to compete in their upcoming provincial events. Let's check it out.
The basic rules of tennis, you have to keep the ball in the perimeter of the court, so within the white lines and over the net. An average tennis match can last up to 1 to 1.5 hours. The scoring works like you have to win 6 games to win a set. And if it's a best out of 3 sets, you need to win 2 sets to win the match. If it's a best out of 5 sets, you need to win 3 sets to win the match. In a normal ATP tournament, it's best out of 3, but if it's a Grand Slam, it's best out of 5. A Grand Slam is the biggest tournament of the year. There's only 4 of them. When you're scoring like 15 love means you won the first point of the game. 30 love means you won 2 points in that game. 40 love is 3 points. And then if you win the 4th point, it's game. So that means you got 1 game. A set is 6 games that you win. Tennis is a very expensive sport. Like coaching can cost up to 8 to 10,000 rand a month. Gear that I use would be is a racket, tennis racket, tennis balls, shoes, and strings for the racket. So you get different kinds of strings. You get strings for spin, durability, or power. The risk associated with tennis is you could get injured and be out for a long time. You could tear a muscle in your shoulder or in your leg, and then that will put you out for a long time, or you can maybe just fall and knock your knee out of place. My fears for the sport is getting really badly injured that I can't carry on playing tennis, and that it doesn't work out for me.
Some of the equipment used in sport are skate guards, your skates, and your blade protectors. Okay, so your blade protectors is made that you can walk around on the tile floors and not damage your blades, because if your blades get damaged, you can't skate. Some of the basic rules of the sport is landing on one leg, being presentable, and smiling for the judges, enjoy the sport. So some of the gears for competition is your dress and your skates and your stockings, and then your makeup, your hair, and how you present yourself. So some of the risks associated with my sport is concussions and breaking your leg or your arm from falling, and back injuries and knee injuries are very common in the sport. I've also been injured in the sport. I've broken pieces off of my elbow twice on each elbow, and I cracked my coccyx and I hit my own blade into my hand. It's not, I don't really get scared. I just think if I see it, I know I mustn't do that. I know I have to fix whatever I'm doing wrong to prevent that from happening to me.
Playing tennis takes a lot of dedication from my parents because they take me to my practices, they take me to my matches, tournaments. They help get my stuff ready for whatever I need.
The positive impact that the sport has on our family life, it keeps us out. We're outdoors, we're around healthy, competitive environments. The kids aren't in malls, they're exercising, they're getting fresh air, they're learning a discipline. That's the positive impact it has on our family life. Yeah. The negative impact that the sport has on our family life would be that, especially around festivities, Christmas time, birthdays, the children miss a lot of those celebrations. The day before Christmas, they were playing a final of a tennis tournament while other people were wrapping presents. So that's probably the only negative impact. A tennis season goes all year through. Occasionally in June, when it rains a lot, there aren't tournaments, but basically February coming up, there's a tournament every weekend. So it runs all the year through, and tournaments, the local tournaments, they'll start on a Friday after school at 2:30, and they will go through till Sunday, if there's doubles, possibly till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. As with any sport, there's a risk of injury with tennis. The best we can do is condition the kids, make sure they do their stretching, they cool down afterwards, and, just prepare them for it.
My dad's been coaching me since I was 3, so he's my main coach, and he always takes time out to talk to me.
The reason I think Rob is good at the sport, I think because he's very competitive, and I think because me and his mom and most of our friends all play tennis, and I think he's around tennis all the time, so I suppose that's why he excels at tennis, because he's around it all the time. I'm very happy with Rob's dedication to his training. He's proven to us in the last year that he's willing to work hard at his game, and he's become more of a professional about the way he approaches tennis. He's got an awesome program at the moment. He's got some great coaches around him that is helping him with his fitness.
This facility was created as a pure high-performance academy. The objective is to make sure that if there's any kid out there who is talented, hungry, and deserves to be here, he's going to get that opportunity in South Africa. And that was the purpose and goal, so that we're going to give every child who deserves the opportunity and who should be here. He must be here. And that kid's going to get the chance to become the next African champion. And that's what this facility is about. And that's what we're here for, and that's what we're focused on. The upcoming event, the Xcellerators Classic for Robbie, it's only a measure for him. It's a time for him to develop his competitive skills before he goes out into the international world. So these local events are really great for the younger kids in terms of them being able to learn competitive skills by competing. Robbie is now beginning to understand that if he's going to be a professional tennis player one day, this is just first steps of his development. So we're not going into this tournament. I'm not interested if he wins or loses it. I'm interested in that he goes into this tournament and that he feels for himself that, hey, I can deal with this level, I'm good enough, I can do this, I can go internationally and play.
If Rob doesn't do well in the event, we probably pick up the piece and say, we've got to go back to the drawing board and fix things. That's basically it. There's always I reckon you always something to learn. I always learn something from a bad event. If you have a bad event, you come back strong the next one.
This sport requires a lot of dedication from my parents, because some mornings you skate at 5 o'clock, then my mom needs to take me, and then it's less time for them to get ready because I need to get ready, and then they get home late at night and it would be really tiring, but they'll still do it for you.
Ons almal in hierdie familie moes leer om ons tyd baie goed te bestuur. Ijskots vat vreeslik baie tyd van ons en dit het ons nogal geleer dat vroeg opstaan is belangrik, al hou ons nie daarvan nie. Ons moes leer om 'n bietjie meer te spaar want ijskots is 'n duur sport en dit leer vir my baie dissipline. Ons leer om te luister en dit is vir ons belangrik om te weet dat ons kind belangstel in iets wat haar produktief en aktief besig hou, eerder as op die straat saam met haar maats sit. Ek is nie te bekommerd dat ek te veel aandag op my kind sit by die baan nie. Sy het in die begin was dit haar probleem om elke keer op te kyk na my toe sy 'n sprong gedoen het, om te kyk of ek ook sal gelukkig wees met wat sy gedoen het. En dit het haar aandag nogal afgetrek. En as ouer het ek vinnig besef dat dit kan 'n probleem wees en ek het my rug begin draai op waar sy skaats en ek het met mense begin gesels en deesdae gaan sit ek selfs buite want ek voel sy weet wat sy doen, haar afrigters weet wat sy doen en sy sal haarself reg beheer en gedra op die baan, so ek hoef nie heeldag oor haar te sit en te kyk wat sy doen nie. Sy's oud genoeg. Wanneer hulle jonger is dit baie belangrik vir 'n ouer om daar te wees. As hulle seer kry, dan wil jy daar wees om vinnig te sien of daar iets is wat jy moet doen of dit belangrik is. Maar soos hulle ouer word, besef hulle self wanneer dit tyd is om hulle maat te roep.
So my main coach is Danton Burtrijk, and he helps me to design my program and where what's going to be and what I'm going to do in my program.
Mia is good at the sport because she puts in a tremendous amount of time and effort into what she's doing. Early mornings, late nights, floor practice, skating long hours on the ice, all of this in the hope of being the best and achieving the best results in the competitions and in the sport. The upcoming event is very important for Mia because she's trying to qualify for the national championships, and this event is an important one for her. She is trying to qualify for the novice ladies division, so she has to do a short program and a free program, so she has a certain score criteria which she needs to achieve during both these programs, and so that is what our goal is for this competition right now. If Mia doesn't achieve the goals that she set out for, we will go back to the drawing board and reassess what it is that we need to do and what we need to improve on in order for her to achieve her goals.
After the break, we'll continue with Mia and Robbie. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page, like us, and maybe connect with other Xcellerators. Welcome guys, this is Xcellerate. We're racking it up with 15-year-old tennis player Robbie and sharpening our skates with 15-year-old figure skater Mia. They have some epic competition in their upcoming provincial events. Can they prep themselves in time and come out tops?
On Tuesdays, I practice for 5 hours, but I'm there for 7 hours. On a Thursday, I practice 3 hours, but I'm there for 4 hours. And on Fridays, I practice 2.5 hours. And on Sunday mornings, I practice 3.5 hours. The way I manage my schoolwork and sport activities is I do most of my schoolwork at school, and then I go to skating, and then I'll do some work there, and I'll come home, and if it's not done yet, I'll do it here. But most of the time I do it at school. So one of my biggest achievements that I had is I placed first in Western Province Championship, and I got chosen to go to France. And I went to France and it was an amazing experience. Then I also got chosen to go to Croatia, but I declined that chance because it was in my final exams. Biggest lesson this sport has taught me is to be confident and don't be negative of anything, because anything is possible if you try.
At the moment, I spend 20 hours a week But this year, I would like to spend up to 6 hours maybe a day on the court because I want to try and improve my game and get better. I would like to improve the mental aspect of my game, and I would like to improve my forehand.
I have another child who's devoted to the sport. Her name is Kelly. She's 13 years old, and she's currently the #1 in her age group in South Africa.
We flip a coin. I'm joking. Like Robbie's a little older. I've been through most of those phases with him. So Juanita will sometimes follow him wherever he's going, and I have to follow Carl because she's more insistent that I follow her where she goes.
When it comes to micromanaging the kids and their tennis, in the beginning when they were very young, we had to help them pack their water bottles, their bags beforehand and enter them in tournaments. But now that they're older, they know, I'll say Robbie and Kelly, and they've prepped their bags for the following day, the water bottles, and I discuss with them what tournaments are you going to enter. Are you sure? Can your schedule accommodate it? And then they make the final decision.
My schoolwork and tennis, they balance because I work on my game during the week, I practice, and then on the weekends when I have extra time, I catch up with all the schoolwork that I miss.
The future aim for Robbie, we'd like him to go pro. He'd like to go onto the pro circuit and give it a good go. He wants to do it 100%, so we're going to back him 100%. There is a timeline and a plan. We'd like to try and make sure he maybe get onto the ATP tour by 18, and he'll have at least 2 or 3 years to see if we can break it, make it or break it.
If he begins to play international tournaments like ITF, let's see you win 2, 3, 4 of those tournaments, grade 4s or 5s, and then we'll go play the next level. And if we can win matches in the next level, then maybe we're ready to start playing higher level. And then let's see if we reach top 100 in the world. Now, if Robbie reaches these benchmarks, this will be a sign that we are in the right direction and that there is justification for the investment and the continuation. So it's not about predicting, it's about achieving these benchmarks which show reality and show justification for continuation.
The biggest lessons the sport have taught me is discipline and to be humble and to focus.
Next week, Mia chills out from the ice, so we'll see Robbie serve up some awesome shots in his provincial competition. See you next week. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page for more news and views.